But yeah, so rumors started to spread that this guy had lost the mandate of heaven, which is pretty important for these guys. And then the book stops for a second, stops talking about the Han, and switches over to talking about a small family in, I want to say, I don't have where they're from, unfortunately, but I want to say the southern area of China at the time, um, called the Chong family, and I think it's Chong. Chinese English to Chinese or Chinese to English translation is always weird because they don't. It's never really been handled well. Z's are actually CH's, a bunch of other things that are just weird. Q's are CH's. Everything is a CH, I guess. I don't know. But what ends up happening is that um, this saint hermit from the southern land uh, comes up and into that area and has a book called The Way of Peace. And he goes to Chengju, one of the elder sons of the family, and says, you know, if you take this and you spread this faith, this religion, peace will come to your lands. And naturally, Chengdu, because this is China and everybody wants to learn all of the things, regardless of how good or bad an idea that is, decides, hell yeah, let's do this. So he just starts pouring through this book. And in his defense, he does pretty good. Gets a nice, huge following after a little bit, particularly because of the upheaval and the political unrest at the time. That he gets a pretty large following, and starts kind of regimenting people, getting people into specific like denominations and stuff like not denominations. That's bad phrasing. What's the word I'm looking for here? He puts them into smaller groups, basically. He forms a hierarchy. That's it. That's what I was looking for. He creates a hierarchy within his religion that expands pretty rapidly. Again, largely because there's a lot of turmoil going on, and people are like, "Oh, he's lost the mandate of heaven." No. Let's get a trireme. We're having some problems down there. He's lost the mandate of heaven. We should fix that and kill him. So what ends up happening is he ends up with an absurd number of followers, and looks at his brothers one day and he's like, I know that dude told me that if I use this explicitly to talk about peace and spread the way of peace, everything would go great for me, and if I didn't, things would fuck up. But you know what's really nice? Being really powerful. What if we had our own country? We should take over the country. Obviously, I'm ad-libbing the fuck out of this, but and of course his brother's just like, okay, sure, like why not? You have all of this crazy sorcerous power you've got. Might as well. Who's gonna stop us, right? So that is what they do. They take the followers of this faith, and forge them into an army of 500,000 people. 500,000 people decide, hey, you know what? This religion is actually pretty cool, so much so that I am willing to overthrow my government to make it happen. To take care of that and make my religion better. Usual faith arguments. And it was about this time that the plot was revealed to the emperor, who the Emperor Ling, who was still in charge as far as I'm aware at the time. And he sends out his generals to go take care of the issue. And his generals get there, and they see that the Yellow Turban Rebellion, as it's now being called, because every single person in this army wears a yellow turban, has a yellow banner, etc., etc. Lots of yellow. They find out that there's 500,000 people, and that's a lot of dudes. So they're like, huh, that's a bit much. We're going to need more guys. And so they went out and got some more dudes. They put out banners and put out ads, whatever, to get people to come help with this honestly pretty big deal. Um, Need to pick it aesthetics. Okay, so we're gonna do that then. But yeah, they where was I? Oh yeah, they put out their banners and you know put up posters, whatever, to get the attention of deserving people and have them come and help save the empire. And this is the time that we enter our heroes. Our heroes that we talked about last time. I say heroes. Okay, let's clarify something real quick. Uh, no one in this book is actually classified in any way, shape, or form as hero or villain. This is a story about people doing things that people need to get done. That they decide people need to get done. Um, but the three, I guess we'll say primary characters. That's what we'll call them. The three primary characters are introduced at this point. The eventual founders of the Shu Han lineage, dynasty, whatever you want to call it. We meet here Liu Bei, Cheng Fei, and Guan Yu. And this is the part where we get their descriptors. And their descriptors are some of the most ridiculous things you will see on paper. It's lovely. These guys are great. Do we have a religion? Like that's ours? We must have taken Buddhism, didn't we? Oh. Okay, so we picked up Buddhism. Yeah, from Brazil. That's fine. I'm not really worried about religion in this one. But yeah, they're all given their descriptors now, their explanation for who they are and why they exist. And we'll start with Liu Bei because he's the first one introduced, and he is a personal descendant of Emperor Jing, one of the older Han emperors. However, over the course of the years, his family lost rank for remissness in ceremonial offerings. I wish I had a more definitive thing to call that, but I'm a little bit out of touch with what exactly that specifically would mean. I assume it probably has something to do with them not paying tribute to the king, because for the longest time, even in its dynastic periods, China was very feudal for a long time. Had a very hierarchically structured feudal system until the end of the original Warring States period. But there are remnants of that crop up throughout their history. But anyway, so for remissness and ceremonial offerings, his family's lineage was demoted down further and further the ranks until they basically are just one step above hobos at that point. From what I can tell in the story, Liu Bei doesn't even have a farm. He's got pretty much nothing. He makes straw and reed hats and sandals and stuff to sell so that he can make money to keep his family going for a little while. And I think his mother eventually dies of old age. I didn't write down notes on that one, unfortunately, because I was distracted. But I think that's what ends up happening. But we should take that. Do we have? Who's this? What are you doing? Just chilling. Just chilling. Stop that. Get up there. Chinese settler. I don't have any soldiers. I guess I've got some archers on the fringes, but dang. Let's see if we can't get somebody to just send over there. We can get scouts with faith? Weird. Like it. I don't think it's a big deal, though. We're just going to get a scout.